Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Charles Sabanson, and welcome you guys to another episode of the DREAMERSPRO show. We cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, and entertainment. And we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And today we got an interesting show for you guys. Before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and sub to the channel. Also, if you're not following me on Instagram, be sure to follow me on Instagram. My handle is CTABANZ. Make sure y'all follow me on Instagram. Anyway, let me get into this topic here. So it's been a while since we produced one of these shows, right? But I think it's time because it's interesting and a lot of people are generally interested in this. As you guys know, a couple of years ago, ESPN was going through some turbulence. There was a lot of cord cutting going on. They were firing people like Jeff Van Gundy, Jalen Rose, Mark Jackson, Max Kellerman, Keyshawn Johnson, and a whole bunch of other people, right? So you had that going on. You had the fact that they were also losing subscribers from some of their platforms. People were not watching their shows anymore. And a lot of it had to do with, you know, the change of times. People were now migrating from linear to digital. You have that. Obviously, you have some political things that were also playing a role in some people deciding that they're no longer going to follow ESPN. But a bunch of things were happening, right? And a lot of us thought that ESPN was on the downturn. But one of the people that took it personally, some of the things was being said about the network, was Stephen A. Smith, who was unquestionably the face of the network. He's their highest paid analyst. He just recently signed a $100 million contract, I think over 4 years or 5 years, I don't know. So Stephen A. Smith came out at the time and he was like, you know, I hear all of the things that are being said out there. You know, we're not going away. All of that stuff that people are saying, it's not going to happen, and we're here to fight, and this and this and that. And to be frank with you, he backed up his words. You know, he was able to find a way to grab Shannon Sharpe after he became a free agent. After he left FS1, he joined ESPN First Take, and it was a boon for that show. They were pulling in record numbers. Some days they had over like 900,000 concurrent viewers watching. It was just crazy stuff, right? And he was doing his thing. But it's been a while since I've actually sat down to look at some of their ratings. So yesterday I was just doing some research, going through the internet to see what was happening with ESPN. And I came across a pretty surprising article from Awful Announcing stating the following headline. ESPN posts best Q1 viewership since 2017. And I was like, good Lord, we got to talk about this. Before we even get into what this report had to say, today's video is brought to you by our sponsor, Prize Picks. Prize Picks is America's #1 daily fantasy sports with over 10 million members. Prize Picks makes it easy to get real money action on the sports and players you love. You pick more or less on at least 2 for a shot to win up to 100 times your cash. For example, this week on Prize Picks, I'm looking at the upcoming NBA schedule and selecting Stephen Curry for more than 29 points and Kevin Durant for more than 27 points and Anthony Davis for more than 12 rebounds and Luka Doncic for more than 8 assists. If you're like me and you like to play it safe, you'll love Prize Picks' new feature, Flex Plays. It's the safest way to play. You can still cash out even if your lineup isn't perfect. Plus, you can double your money even if one of your picks doesn't hit. On top of this, Prize Picks puts their members first, so all withdrawals are fast, safe, and secure. When my picks hit, I can get my money as quick as in 15 minutes. So download the Prize Picks app today and use code CLNS to get $50 instantly when you play $5. That's code CLNS on Prize Picks to get $50 instantly when you play $5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. And remember, whenever you support this sponsor, you're supporting this channel. Thank you. Okay, so let's get into the article here. It says, the year 2025 may be the most important in ESPN's history since its humble launch in Bristol more than 4 decades ago. Later this year, ESPN will launch its brand new direct-to-customer platform in a bid to address a concern about cord cutting in a dying cable industry. The company has also been considering various equity deals and partnerships, most notably with the NFL, that aim to reframe the business for the streaming era. But at least at the start of this year, ESPN can look towards its future with some positive momentum. ESPN says in an announcement that it averaged a whopping 868,000 viewers across the first 90 days of the year in 2025. Its best average per minute audience in the first quarter since 2017, up an impressive 22% from just 1 year ago. Its biggest gains were seen in prime time. Get this. ESPN delivered its most watched Nielsen quarter one in 8 years, one of many notable achievements for the company during the first 3 months of 2025. Across its primary network, ESPN averaged 868,000 viewers during every minute of January, February, and March, which is 90 days. In addition to achieving its best Nielsen Q1 viewership since 2017, ESPN's average minute audience was up 22% overall and 15% in the persons 18 to 49 demo from Nielsen Q1 in 2024. Isolating primetime, ESPN averaged 2.3 million viewers across each of its 90 nights. Its best within Nielsen Q1 since 2012. The nearly 2.3 viewers is a 36% increase year over year. You don't have to look too far. You don't have to look far to discover that what led ESPN to such a large viewership increase through the first month of the year. 2025 presents the first year of an expanded 12-team college football playoff. While TNT and ESPN were the beneficiaries of the extra round of games being played on campus in late December, they were still bonus games for ESPN in January. Instead of just having one game after the National Bowl season, ESPN got an extra semi-final round after the year and the championship game. It's also helped that ratings juggernaut like Ohio State, Texas, Notre Dame, and Penn State were involved. The other massive event on ESPN airwaves that was more unpredictable was the Four Nation Face-Off in February, which became an incredible success for hockey. The first in-season international tournament featuring the United States, Canada, Finland, and Sweden took the sports world by storm. It became a major cultural touchstone amidst tense international relations between the incoming Trump administration and our neighbors to the north. A staggering 9.3 million viewers tuned in for the USA-Canada final, which the Canadians won in overtime. This is the largest hockey audience for a non-Olympic game in the modern era. Over the last several years, ESPN's strategy has been to invest heavily in major events and be willing to let other properties go, even if they have held on to them for ages. But judging by these numbers in 2025, the strategy seems to be working. Folks, that's incredible. That's incredible. Stephen A. Smith and ESPN and these guys are doing fantastically well. He certainly played his part. That's incredible. Regardless of whatever some people may think about the network, and we all have our opinions about them, they know how to make money, man. They know how to make money and garner audiences. They simply do. And to be frank with you, I don't see them slowing down for a few reasons. Number one, they have the market cap right now. Number two, they have the money to keep investing in new ideas and trending ideas that are coming up in the future. So when you have smart people working at your company, you have the resources to invest in R&D and all of these other stuff, chances are you're most likely going to stay at the top. And that's what I think. I don't see any other companies usurping them and supplanting them rather, and taking over the number one spot as it comes to sports media being televised, at least in the United States. I just don't see it. So the question is simply this to the audience. First of all, what do you think about these numbers? And secondly, do you think this is a sign of things to come, or do you think that, hey, look, this is just a moment that they're having in time and you should expect a decline in the future? Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section. We catch you on the next show. Peace.